Okay, Reggie. I've noticed, and I don't know if you've noticed the same, but when you look up pictures of Diddy's parties, one person that I seemingly see over and over is Mary J. Blige, and I know you were around her at one point. Do you think that she was just friends with Diddy like that, or do you think she was one of those party goers?
I remember when Mary first got married. I was like glad that she had got married because that guy that she had married, you could tell Mary was still in charge, but he seemed to have calmed her down. Y'all gotta remember, Mary was wild back then. She was drinking and maybe doing some other things back then that she shouldn't have been doing. If you believe any of the things that Danny Boy was saying about how, he flew him out a couple of times to New York and how he was getting down with Mary back in the day. Everybody knew Danny Boy. Danny Boy, or Dr. Dre said in the song Murder Was the Case, that singing ass boy, Danny Boy, I think they even announced his age, was only 16 or 17 years old at that time, right? So if we believe anything that Danny Boy is saying, and we know that she knew that he was 16 or 17 years old at the time, then that show y'all that Mary was just out there wilding and out there having a ball. Now, the pictures with Cassie, with her walking, holding her hands and all of that, girls do that. Young ladies do that when you're trying to stick together. Her and Puffy obviously had a great relationship because, he really helped her career with that 411 album. I mean, so she was going to always be loyal to Diddy for that particular album, in my mind. Uh, but yeah, Mary seemed to always been at the parties. I forget the time period when she got married, because that seemed to be when she had got cleaned up and got herself right. But the time she was around us, I done told you I went with Pac to pick her up when she jumped out of the hotel room at the Peninsula Hotel. She out of the hotel window. It was on the ground level and was running along the side of the Peninsula Hotel because her and KC and JoJo, not JoJo, her and KC was in the room fighting then, and she called Pac to come and get her. Mary was wild. She got cleaned up, proud of what she's doing and how she appears to be now. But Mary did have a time period where she was out there wilding out and apparently loved to party and mainly party with Diddy because that was her guy. They created some hits together uh, and they grew up in the business together, from the Uptown days and stuff like that. And so I'm sure that relationship remained cool. And then she a New York person, Puffy, New York. I remember when she used to come to the hotel when we were coming down visiting her, and riding around New York in that little red 500 SL she had. Used to love the shit out of that little Benz. But I always liked Mary. I tell you, Mary was my favorite R&B female solo singer back then over Janet or any of them. I had to pick a concert to go to. It would have been Mary because I used to love the way she danced and stuff, and her music. But Mary had went through a thing. She appeared to be doing uh, very well now, and she played okay in Power, and in the show she was okay. But I love that 50 gave her a shot, and that's surprisingly, huh? Yeah, usually relationships work where if you fuck with somebody else that I don't fuck with, I wasn't gonna give you. So shout out to for 50 for riding with Mary and putting her in that show, because knowing that how close her and Diddy was, that took a lot of guts or a lot of balls on 50 part to me to cast her for that show, because I think that's going to help her extend her life after music. But we all know she can go do a residency in Vegas or anywhere right now and still make some money, because females from age 40 to 55, shit, they still love Mary. That make them remember their days when they were back in the 20s and partying and out there giving their pussies free parties, giving their pussy some parties and shit. So it make them take your mama back to those days. So shout out Mary J. You ain't gonna get me telling the joke about her and Pac today. How when she sat on his lap.